Hey, it's Mike DelSignore. I want to talk about what happens if you're arrested for OUI in the New Bedford Fall River area. There's a Portuguese festival going on this weekend, and police will be very aggressive in that area, patrolling for impaired drivers. They know that this is a common time for OUI arrests. Potentially, there could even be a roadblock in the area. But if you are arrested and be very careful. Take Uber. Don't drink and drive. But if you're unfortunate and you are arrested, keep in mind that it's much different standard being arrested than being convicted. The government needs to prove the case beyond a reasonable doubt. It could be you were responsible. There's nothing wrong with consuming alcohol and drive. We're not a zero tolerance state. However, if a police officer pulls you over, they smell alcohol, you admit to drinking, there's a good chance you could get arrested, even though you probably didn't violate the law. So it's a very low standard to make an arrest probable cause, but it requires proof beyond a reasonable doubt for a conviction. This week I had an OUI client found not guilty in both New Bedford, Somerville courts. And one case involved an accident. So these are winnable cases. I've been doing this for 20 years. I love my job. I have studied the field sobriety test. When I look at those tests, the officer's gonna say you failed. You're gonna read the report, they're gonna say you failed. I'm gonna show you why you didn't fail, why actually these cases, in these tests, in most cases actually help your case. Because there's things that are not stated in the police report that I know from my training that I'll use in court. I'll share with you, and I'll give you a different perspective on what those field sobriety tests mean. If you took a breath test, don't assume you can't win your case. I get these tests excluded from evidence and not necessarily scientifically reliable. It's an estimate of your BAC. There's conversion, there's math involved, and it's not always accurate for everybody. So if you are going to court on Monday, if you're arrested over the weekend in the New Bedford Fall River area, these are both courts I've been to for years. You'll enter a not guilty plea. You'll get a further date for what's called pretrial hearing, and then we'll look at the report, get a copy of all the evidence. Many departments now have body camera. We'll get a copy of that, review the case, and find out what the best decision for you is on your case. If you have an issue with alcohol, you can still win the case and get help. Go to AA meetings. Do whatever you need for your friends, for your family, for your job, and know that whatever you do, it's never going to negatively impact the case. You want answers to your questions, you want help, call, text me anytime. My name is Mike DelSignore, 781-686-5924.